Here's what a daily social media for you page for a stronger generation to apply for university looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable educator, parents, and friends, my name is Lovely Chandra, and I'm also a strawberry generation. And now this year, it's our turn to apply for university. And yet, tons of influencers, tutors, official admission officers online will tell you thousands of different ways to apply for university. They'll tell you that your scores don't matter. You have to apply for university minimum 2 years before. You'll have to get good recommendation letters by grade 11. So many different things. And yet, it made me wonder, how hard can applying to university actually be? That there are a lot of people saying too many different things. First, let's understand strawberry generation. It's a famous term from Taiwan to describe their young people. But for Indonesia, they describe it for people aged 13 until 28, people born between 1997 until 2012. But from the conducted research, there are three best descriptions for this term. One, they are emotionally fragile. Two, they have short attention span, and three, they are technology reliant. This proves the theory that a generation is best not described by their age or their birth year, but their environment and the behavior that shapes them into who they are. As say from Lozovic in 2019, this generation is best described by the advancement of technology. So, here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. 74% of teenagers are aiming to go to university after a year of pandemic. But this is actually 11% lower than the millennials who actually want to go to university several years ago. Next, in Indonesia, only 10.15% of teenagers aged above 15 years old would have gone to a higher education, say from the Badan Pusat Statistik of Indonesia. So, this is why we should reflect on our quality of education and say from our SDG. We want an equitable, affordable, and an inclusive education. So why is it not happening to the younger generation, to people wanting to apply to university today? I would like to demonstrate it like this. In the past, we have a traditional applicant system with grades. Everyone can go simply. But right now, we need academic qualities. You also need non-academic qualities. You need extracurricular activities, personal essays, recommendation letters. You need volunteers. You need church volunteers, community collaboration, and it will be harder. Needs a little shake. So the question is, why is there wider opportunities? So many opportunities given. Information in social media you can access in just a click, but makes the application process harder and so less people wanting to apply for university. So a research is conducted, earning 103 respondents, quite a balance of Generation Z and Millennials respondents. I also interviewed 6 expert interviews, conducting from psychologists, education agencies, university official admissions, and of course education, the Prime Minister representative. And all data is analyzed descriptively. So, the blue one represents the Generation Z, and the red one represents the Millennials respondents. The most logical way for me to understand is to understand how the respondents' view applied to university felt like. Now, surprisingly, as you can see, Generation Z respondents view applying to university is difficult. They felt that applying to any university is like applying to an Ivy League, for example, Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, and people accept this as a norm. It's a normal thing, say from David Hawkins at the National Association for College Admission Counseling in 2012. So, I try to recognize two qualities or two qualifications that are most recognized by the generation to apply for university. The strawberry generation recognized two: language proficiency, like IELTS, TOEFL, and portfolio or achievements. For millennials, is standardized tasks and portfolio or achievements. Now, this not only recognize that more universities want non-academic qualities, they want to know extracurricular activities, but it also has showed the increase in demand for studying abroad. Now, by understanding the qualifications that this generation deemed very most important, we can understand the challenges that they face. For strawberry generation is three: global competition, financial fees, and high level of skills. Because they want to study abroad, it means they understand that their competition is not just local students, but also every student worldwide. Because they need portfolio or achievements, then they need high level of skills to stand out. For millennials, if they want to have higher scores, then they need to perform well in standardized tests. But as you can see, there is one problem faced by both generation: financial fees. So, strawberry generation and millennials have a high demand for scholarships to supply and help their financial need. However, another popular option for the strawberry generation is to work while studying. Now, from Sally Mae conducted research, they show that a lot of families are borrowing money just to send their children to university. And these students don't like feeling being in debt while they are studying. So, the millennials in here are actually true. Although there are a lot of aids, for millennials, 27.08% of the respondents say that scholarship, grants, work studies actually not present during their era. Now, ladies and gentlemen, parents and teachers might suggest, well, there are way more helpful aids than during the past. We don't get them. But let's see about their opinions. Although the millennials actually perceive that these aids are very extremely helpful, and a lot of Generation Z also say that. But why is there a significant amount of Generation Z who also deem these supports actually not helpful and not actually useless? Well, the truth is, a lot of government funds, supports have been reduced by 20%, and a lot of these funds can't even supply half of a 4-year tuition fee. So, if you want to get into a more psychological side, some questions like the one I'm asking, what requirements are most challenging, they can choose more options than one. For the Generation Z, they picked almost twice as many options than millennials. It means they recognize that there are way more challenges around them. They're not just facing one, they're facing five at once. Now, psychologists like to explain this behavior as because they are more secluded by their parents. And so when they're exposed to this stuff, their response will be shocked and they have to receive everything all at once. Now, the education to apply for a university is no longer just about grades or about skills, but it's also about personal. How much you are confident, how much you know about your choices, and how much you're confident about them. So I propose to you three simple solutions. Number one, if the government or institution want to help students to go to university, then they have to provide suitable resources. If they want to provide scholarships, then the scholarships better be not exclusive but affordable. And it's equally acceptable by every student and is actually helpful to pay tuition fees. Secondly, since more universities want to require non-academic skills, then there should be more programs, school events, or any summer schools activities that can cover a lot of degree or a lot of aspects such as art, math, and not only about the science side. Two, if you want to actually recognize these people, use generational labels as beauty, as the uniqueness of today's applicant. If they are emotionally fragile, then seek for personal essays that has personal stories, not judge them or stop them because of doing so. And lastly, don't sell education. Education is not a product market. Education is not supposed to be sold or a profitable industry. Education is a right, education is a need, and therefore provide education. Here are some of the references that I used. Thank you very much for listening and God bless you. Thank you, lovely.